Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. In today's video, as you can see by the title, what we got for you is the top 10 most broken badges in 2K20. Now, I want to talk about this as far as like either they need a huge buff or they just don't work at all. So, and generally the ones toward the top are going to be the ones that don't work at all, but there's going to be one in the top 3 that I'll explain that just needs a big buff. Now, anyway, number 1, we're going with Showtime. Showtime, in my opinion, could have been a great badge from the beginning of the game. I was planning to rock this on Hall of Fame with my slasher, but it just doesn't work, bro. I'm talking, this is literally a non-functional badge where, you know, you would assume, like I said, it gives an additional boost to a player's takeover meter and their teammates when successfully completing an M1 or flashy dunk. Let me tell you, I've tried this so many times, getting the flashy dunks. It just literally is a non-functional badge. Anyway, simple as that. There's not much description to it other than that, literally just that it doesn't work at all. Now, fast break finisher is another one too, where it barely works. Like, I'm talking, this will boost you just a little bit as far as your takeover meter, but for the, I don't know, literally what it comes down to is these ones that work for takeover as far as the dunks, they literally just don't do much. I've played with the slashing sharp who plays the wing, right? So obviously he gets both these on Hall of Fame. So we were trying them out. Literally will get a flashy dunk in transition on a fast break and gets like barely a sliver extra of takeover that he usually gets. And as the teammate of him, we didn't see anything else out of the ordinary either. Just like barely anything, just moving like not even a half a letter. But anyway, aside from that, we're out of the finishing badges now at this point. I want to put those at number 1 and 2 though, just because I just feel like they are literally non-functional badges. Now, there are a couple more that don't function very well either, but those are the ones that I feel like had the biggest need to be buffed. Now, as far as talking need to be buffed, bro, ankle breaker has to be touched. Like, I'm talking, I'm not even gonna sit here and say that if ankle breaker were to work properly, it would be OP, because it wouldn't be. The fact of the matter is, with ankle breaker, it's a fun thing. Like, I just want to see more dudes hit the floor, bro. Like, I saw my teammate hit the floor like the other day, bro. I was it was the funniest thing. Now, I feel like it needs to be more often. Now, don't get me wrong, it's cool and all that because they're so rare, ankle breakers are worth more. Like they truly have more of a value as far as like the funniness of it. But I'm just saying, I think not that the game is completely dull, but bro, if they could touch this ankle breaker and buff it, I feel like it'd become way more fun, especially for those who have the badge. Now, for those who don't get the badge, I'm sure it wouldn't be all that fun. Imagine some 7'3" big who, you know, his team decides they have to switch everything, and this dude gets stuck on a guard. this dude would be out here just stumbling everywhere. But anyway, I think that's how it should be. If a big man end up on Kyrie, he should be fearing for his ankles, bro. It's simple as that. Now, anyway, moving forward, we're going to number 4. I have Heart Crusher at number 4. In my opinion, this could be a great badge too. I've tried to use it pretty often as well, as far as even as a perimeter defender and an interior defender, and I can definitely attest to the fact that if you get blocks or steals with this, it works, but it's not good at all. Like, I'm talking, dudes could have 0 points and they get 2 turnovers because you poke them, and they still aren't cold. Like, and in the first place, you're supposed to be on that anyway. So, and what I'm saying is, if you don't have Heart Crusher and you get 2 steals, they still should almost be like on the cusp of going cold, probably like 1 missed shot away from that. So the same exact thing happens as far as having Heart Crusher too. But anyway, and then for the blocks, I can't say much works for this either. It would be a really nice badge to equip if it did work, and I would be rocking this at least like silverish if it worked properly. But anyway, like I said, I feel like this is another broken one as well. Now this one, number 5 right here, it works on bronze, but I feel like the impact of it from anything higher than bronze is just not there. So with this one, we're talking about Interceptor. Like I said, I don't know who else feels this. I've seen some comments talking about it and agreeing with me as well, because I've mentioned this previously. I feel like Interceptor past bronze really doesn't do much. Now, the badge description says the frequency of successfully tipped or intercepted passes greatly increases. Again, I just feel like it's not like that. What I feel like Interceptor has done for me personally, for anywhere higher than bronze, maybe is just that I get auto interceptions. Like, and that's very rare, and that still happens sometimes, even if I just have it on bronze or nothing at all. So I feel like that's kind of a factor that I'm just, you know, putting in that is kind of just a placebo, if you will. I don't know who all understands that word, but anyway, moving on. I think number 6 should be Unpluckable. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't the most broken badge. I think it still works. I've seen a lot of people in the community definitely talk about how they feel like it definitely is broken, but as you see the description, when performing dribble moves, defenders have a tougher time poking the ball free with their steal attempts. Listen, I think that's very false. I think that when doing dribble moves, you are completely exposed to the ball being stolen. Now, here's my thing. I think bump steals are something that just needs to be buffed in general, but this badge needs a buff as well. Like, I'm talking, if you're just doing a simple little rhythm dribble, you shouldn't be so prone to getting the ball poked. But if you're out here just dribbling straight into somebody, bro, that's gotta just come out. And the bump steals just don't function at all. Now, anyway, moving along. For number 7, I combined 2 different badges, and this is for a different discussion. I want these badges to have to make sense to have on, because I don't know what you guys have seen as far as like bailout. So obviously this says passing out of a jump shot or a layup yields fewer errant passes than normal. Now, this is my thing about this badge, and same with break starter too. I'll get to that in a sec. But with bailout, I've seen so many people make the type of passes that I'm like, bro, you need to have bailout to make this pass, or at least you should have to. And it makes no sense that we got 7-3 pure rims out here, like jumping out of passes, or passing out of layups and hitting just someone on the wing for the 3-point line with no pass accuracy, no nothing. They're just simply making that kind of a pass. If there's a whole badge in the game for that function, you should need to put this on. Now, like I said, this is a different case, so understand that when I'm talking about bailout and break starter, there's a different approach to what I'm saying here, where they need to be useful instead of saying that they are just a broken badge. I haven't seen bailout on, but I'm just saying you don't need these badges, and I feel like it should be necessary. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about how break starter, they think that it, like, yo, they said I was tripping for it, but listen, this is my thing. I think when you're comparing the difference between a big man who has break starter and a big man who doesn't, make sure that big man who has break starter, or make sure you're comparing a big man with the same exact pass accuracy when you're comparing whether they have break starter or not. Because I have like 76, 78 pass accuracy myself with my slashing defender who's like 6'9", and let me say, I upgraded my pass accuracy all the way. Bro, I don't need this badge at all, but a lot of people like to think that it works that it doesn't work at all just because they see these 7'3" bigs that like can't have it on and they just don't make any good passes, whereas they see like a 6'9" play defender or something like that who has it on Hall of Fame, and all of a sudden, oh my god, it's the most broken badge. Nah, bro, I'm saying it's because of their pass accuracy rating. I think this badge is completely worthless, and what I think they need to do, and it's the same case as I'm talking with bailout, they need to nerf the outlet passes themselves and just make it so the badge is needed to be able to function like that. Same with bailout. Like I said, they need to decrease the amount of times you can just pass out of a shot and make it so you actually need bailout to make those kind of passes. There's no reason there should be a whole badge for it if you're not even going to let it be a function. So anyway, those are 2 badges in one. That was number 7. Number 8, I put Intimidator. Now, going into the beginning of this game, I feel like they nerfed this badge, bro, honestly. Going into the beginning of this game, I equipped it. I felt like it made all the difference in the world. Now I feel like it doesn't make any difference at all. I can just be standing right next to somebody. Like, okay, so I play as a hedge defender on the back side of screens, in case nobody, if you're new to the channel. I do that, and when I step up to hedge, I don't even have to put my hands up half the time, and I still get like a 30% contest. Now, and that's with no Intimidator. I'm talking, and then when I have it on, it's probably like, it's the exact same thing, maybe like a small difference, but that's just kind of situational where I might have been closer to the shooter than in that other situation. But I don't know, I feel like Intimidator is really not useful at this point in time. And also, I guess one thing that I should take into account is that it says, quote unquote, also boosts the shot defense rating when tightly guarding an opponent. So maybe I just have the wrong interpretation of this badge, and it's more meant for like smothered contests. Like when you have this on, people won't just shoot over you at all. Like if you get what I'm saying with that function. But anyway, now if we're getting to number 9 and 10, and I have some honorable mentions too, because I do want to mention some shooting badges, but I feel like there's not many shooting badges that truly are broken. It's just like kind of, there's trash badges that I wanted to include. But anyway, number 9, bro, what the heck even is a cross key scorer? Like, boosts the ability to make running hooks, layups, or close range pull-ups while driving across the paint. What does across the paint even mean? Now, I put this low on the list because I've never even seen anybody that has this badge equipped. So I guess that's kind of one thing that I should say, is that I don't even know if it's broken or not. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw this in here because I feel like this is a completely useless badge. Pick and roller, I want to, and this is number 10 right here. Pick and roller, I want to explain, is I don't understand why you have to hit somebody with a pick for pick and roller to function properly. I mean, half the time that I'm scoring on pick and roll, which what I would consider, is when they play sides on screens and I just hit a slip. If this badge worked like that, it would be a great one to have equipped, but it doesn't work like that. You have to actually hit somebody with a screen. So really all this is for is the function of like 7'3" bigs who just hold B all the time, and then when they have to roll and make some BS layup in the paint. That's really all this is good for. So like I said, they could do really a lot better with this pick and roller badge, but at the moment I just feel like it's not worth anything at all, just because, like I said, generally the only time that I'm going to score is off a slip. And what I'd like for it to have is to increase my layup rating off that slip a little bit, if they could, to the point where a corner help defender or, you know, somebody else who's camping paint would be a little easier to make the bucket on. But anyway, moving along, we have the honorable mentions. Like I said, I wanted to include some shooting badges in here, but like I said, there's not many in here, if you can see, that are completely broken. Now, one thing I want to talk about first is clutch shooter. I would say if they could make this a sort of function in the park, like for 3v3, 2v2, anything that doesn't have like time periods in it, because as you can see, shot attempts that occurred during the final moments of the fourth quarter or in any overtime period, my bad, I'm out here stuttering on my words, receive a large boost. So literally, this only functions in like 4v or 5v5, you know, 4-quarter games basically, and you know, team pro-am, rec, obviously it still functions. This would be a solid badge to have for rec and team pro-am, which is why I didn't really like put it too much on the list. But like I said, it has zero function in park. I feel like they could really make it be a function in park. Make that game point badge from 2K17 come back essentially, so that, I don't know, that made for some really fun moments for like having a build who couldn't shoot, and then boom, all of a sudden on game point, now you just got the now you can just spray that thing. So anyway, moving along, we have that. We have steady shooter as another honorable mention. I just feel like it's kind of it's a poorly thought out badge that decreases your open shot rating but improves your contested shot rating. And from what I've seen, this doesn't really even improve your contested shot rating very much at all. Like, I don't know, that's all I can say from testing in my career with like some shooting builds. But anyway, moving along to the last honorable mention. Actually, we have two. Needle threader. I feel like this could actually be a nice badge to have with some cool function to it if there was really like a true reason to have it. I just feel like it doesn't really decrease your intercepted passes. I feel like it'd be cool too if maybe on some like voodoo stuff. Now listen, if dimer can be a thing where teammates literally just shoot like 10% better off your shots, I don't see why needle threader couldn't be like a less intercepted passes and they end up being just tipped more, if you get what I'm saying. But anyway, I just thought that'd be a kind of cool thought process on that. And then lightning reflexes, I have another idea too for this. I think it'd be cool if there was, so in play now, there's like a bar underneath your player when you dribble the ball, or even just in general, there's always a bar below your player, you know, the stamina bar, where when you do a dribble move, it creates breaks in it. And I think it'd be cool if with this badge, they made it so you could see that as a defender, but you can't unless it's play now where, you know, the other user controlled team or player, if you will, is controlling that player. So you can see both because they're on the same screen. But anyway, long story short, like I said, it'd be really cool if they could address this badge a little bit, make it actually useful to have. But anyway, like I said, I mean, the read and react system, this is a bunch of BS garbage where, you know, it doesn't even work like that in the first place. But anyway, that is all for the vid. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, all that good stuff, turn on them noties. If you made it to the end of the video, put badge in the comments as well to let me know you made it all the way through. But hey, like I said, feel free to check out some other content, drop a like, sub if you're new, all that good stuff. We got a lot of these types of videos on the channel as well, but for the most part, a lot of gameplay, a lot of just tips with like what to put for your badges on, stuff like that. So anyway, like I said, hope y'all enjoyed. Take it easy, man. Peace.